So we're starting off our tour of Belize, a country with less than 500,000 people on an island of only 3,500. We're here at Caye Caulker, and what we're gonna do is explore some of the local food and activities you can do before heading back over to the mainland. This is Caye Caulker. So our first stop once we landed on shore was to our Airbnb. It's not a large island, but there are a lot of Airbnbs available, and all of them are either on the beach or within about 5 minutes of the beach. And on ours, we actually had access to a boat dock and a boat. We didn't take advantage of that, but we did use the bikes. Now, this is a small island, so you can get across the whole island in 10 or 15 minutes on bike, and we used that to get around, and the first place we went to was the Ice and Beans coffee shop. Now, we heard great things about this, and when we got there, it really did live up to the hype. The food, the drinks, the desserts were all really good, and while you're waiting in the line, which is usually a few people deep, they typically give you free food like these amazing donuts. Plus, you really can't beat this view as you're trying maybe the best donuts we've ever had. Next up for us was the Sip and Dip, which was a fun little restaurant where you can eat and drink right in the water. So you're going to see some wildlife while you're there. The crowd was fun and the staff were some of the nicest people we met on the entire island. Plus, it's right next door to the Split. The Split is where the North Islands and the South Islands separate, and you can go there and relax, and if you want to, you can take a boat over to the other side. And no matter what you do, make sure you try out some of the barbecue that's on every corner. There are a lot of people grilling, and it's some of the freshest fish you'll ever have. Really good stuff. So when you come to Caye Caulker, you want to make sure you have some reliable transportation. It's great to get bikes while you're here, but especially moving your luggage from the dock into your hotel, you want to make sure you call ahead and schedule a taxi service. We recommend Gilbert, on time, great prices, and also if you want to go fishing, he has a boat. So give Gilbert a call. So we loaded up the water taxi, and the next stop for us was San Ignacio. So the next stop on our trip is San Ignacio, a great little town with a ton of history and culture. From within 30 minutes of the city center, you can reach Maya temple systems, caves, waterfalls, and a ton more. Plus, there's some amazing local food. We're setting up home base at the Table Rock Lodge. It makes you feel like you're part of the jungle. It's farm to table, and the food has an amazing staff and a ton to do on the property, and we're going to take you on a little tour right now. So the manager, Carla, met us at the front area and brought us back down to the registration desk, where she gave us an old school phone in case we needed anything from the front desk on our stay, went over the map locations with us, but our first stop was Oscar. So we just got checked in at the Table Rock Lodge, and we're going to celebrate with what they give to all of their guests, a welcome drink, the best of Belize. And Oscar here is going to show you how it's done. So when we finished those, Carla took us over to the cottage that we'd be staying in. And as we walked up those steps, we realized it was a really nice location. And while we were staying in the jungle, this was a beautiful spot inside. The bed was really comfortable, the room had a ton of space, it was nicely decorated, and for the jungle, it had a really nice bathroom. So we got in pretty late that night, so we wanted to go down and try out some dinner at the restaurant, and it was a really good place. So good, in fact, that we decided to wake up and have breakfast there as well. After breakfast, we decided to go down to Canoe Landing, walk along the water, and take out one of the boats that the Table Rock Lodge allows you to use on your stay. This is a great way to relax and check out some of the local scenery. So one of the great things about staying here is that it's a working farm. So there's fruit trees and vegetable gardens, and they also have animals all over the grounds, just like our donkey friends here that you can come over and feed and pet. Good boy. So the next morning we went into town, got some food to prep for what was probably our favorite part of the trip, the Actun Tunichel Muknau Cave, commonly known as ATM Cave. Now we were let in by Magdalena, our host, and we would love to have gotten some footage, but unfortunately you need a permit, and our permit was approved 3 days after we returned. So we're going to show you what would have happened if you came with us. First, you got to get geared up, and then you walk through the jungle, wade through some water, and you enter the cave in a giant pool. From there, you're swimming and climbing in complete darkness other than your headlamps. You're able to walk through where the Maya people used to worship. You get to see things along the way like pottery that was done for sacrificial reasons, and even the Crystal Maiden, which is the skeleton of one of the Maya who used to worship here. It's an amazing experience, and if you have the chance to do it, you should definitely take it. When we left the cave, we were pretty hungry from all of that hiking, and so we stopped at a place we found on the side of the road called Sandals. And this is one of those great things about Belize. A family owned this place and opened up just for us, and they cooked us a fresh meal, and it was amazing. If you have a chance, go check out Sandals. And we needed that good food and a good night's sleep because the next day we are loading our vehicle onto a raft and floating over to Shenantinich, where we were able to check out the museum, where we were able to see more bones, and then we're heading down to the temple area where we saw the ball courts and then climbed up on one of the Maya temples to be able to see a great view of the surrounding areas. Maya sites are always amazing to see, and I definitely recommend checking out some documentaries before you go. The first time I visited a Maya site, I didn't do that, and I feel like I really missed out by not knowing more of the history. So that's a little about the Table Rock Lodge, but it's hard to capture all of it in a video like this. From Carla and her staff being so welcoming, from the food being so good, it really is one of the most unique stays we've ever had. So if you're near San Ignacio and you want to check it out, come to the Table Rock Lodge. I'm sure you'll have just as great a service as we did. So that was the end of our time in San Ignacio, and the next stop for us was heading out of town about 20 minutes across the border to Guatemala. So we only had one night in Guatemala, and if we had it all to do again, we would definitely spend 4 or 5 days. What you're seeing here is Tikal. It's a giant Maya site, and this is just the city center. The excavated parts of it are about 10 to 15 times as large as this, and it's estimated that there are still 23 square miles that are yet to be excavated. Now, it's an amazing site, and you definitely want to check it out. And while you're walking around, you even get to see some really cool animals, like the Coatimundi here, which is basically a Latin American anteater. And you can still climb a lot of these temples and get great views of the surrounding areas. And you'll also learn some things about monkeys. Did you know that monkeys eat limestone from the temples? Apparently it helps their stomach. And we also learned that howler monkeys actually do howl.
This kind of stuff happens around us. This hotel is in the middle of the jungle.
And we were up early that morning to see the sunrise in Tikal, and we will say, don't do it. Apparently the sunrise always looks like this, so make sure if you go, you get the sunset tour instead. So with that, we were out of Guatemala and on our way to a different place in Belize, Plasencia. So we've explored the relaxed beach vibes at Key Calker, and we've headed over to San Ignacio to explore the outdoors and check out Tikal in Guatemala. And now we're looking at the luxurious side of Belize here in Plasencia at Naya Resort. And once we arrived at reception, once again, they had drinks waiting for us, and then they took us by golf cart to our cottage. And it had a great view of the ocean, and once we got inside, we saw nice decor, a very comfortable living space, and a bedroom that had all the comforts that we needed. The bathroom was really well laid out, but our favorite spot was definitely the outdoor shower. You always gotta love one of those. So that night we went out to dinner at the restaurant that was on site at the Naya Resort. The food was really good, and we also had dinner with Dee Snider, the old rock star. Although he didn't have dinner with us, he was just sitting at a nearby table. The next morning we woke up, had some coffee, and took a little sunrise walk along the beach. We wanted to explore what the resort had to offer. They have a selection of kayaks that you can take out at any time. It's included with your resort fees, and you can get out on the water. You can also go check out Jamie at the bar. He was one of our favorite people on the island, and now we're Facebook friends. But after a really long week of traveling, we decided what we wanted to do that day was just go out on the pier. This pier overlooks the ocean and has a selection of chairs for you to be able to sit on, and most importantly, some really nice hammocks. And so that's what we did for about an hour or two. So if you're looking for a place with spa services, yoga time, a great fitness center, and just a place to come and relax, you want to check out Naya. And from here, we're going to take a 15-minute drive to finish off our trip down to the main city of Plasencia, where we can see more of the local culture and some of that pier vibe they have going on. Another nice thing about the Naya Resort is that they have bicycles for you to use as well. So we took them out of the resort area, down the road to Plasencia. And from there, we were able to check out the main Plasencia pier, take a look around the Tipsy Tuna, which had some pretty decent food and a nice little location right on the water. Had some ceviche and chips, of course, and then headed down to Tutti Frutti for dessert. Now, this was some really good ice cream, and as you can see, we both definitely enjoyed it. And that was a pretty quick trip down to Plasencia, but we really enjoyed our time there, and we really enjoyed our time overall in Belize. If you get a chance to check it out, please go down, enjoy the people, the sights, the Maya culture, and everything else that's available in the beautiful country of Belize.